Hello my friends, and welcome to another video. How have you all been doing? It is now almost the end of February and I don't even know where the time has gone. I feel like I just made my first vlog. Thank you so much to everyone who's watched my videos so far, and I hope that you will enjoy this one. I'm excited to be sharing this new video with you as I'm going to show you some footage that I took during the preparation for joining the Shopmakers store on Robson Street in Vancouver. It was a lot of work to prepare everything, from putting cards in plastic slips to adding the SKU to adding it to my inventory on the back end of their site. And yeah, I'm also going to show you more behind the scenes of creating my February Patreon illustration for the Lunar New Year, Year of the Horse. I also wanted to film this sort of behind the scenes as a longer, more kind of like high quality version of the reels that I usually make. So if you go and watch my other reel that I did for this illustration, it's pretty standard with how I usually film it, but in this video coming up, you'll see just kind of more behind the scenes of the process, from sketching through the line work, preparing my color palette, and painting with the colored ink. That's something that I'm really excited to share, as I've had feedback in the past that people would like to see a little bit more of that process and a bit more genuine, I suppose. When I do my reels, I do these really long kind of broad strokes that are set up in a way to look good on the camera, but I wouldn't say that I actually paint that way all of the time. I mean, I do sometimes paint like that, but it is in a way performative, I suppose, and part of the goal of these YouTube videos is to be a bit more candid and a bit more realistic, I suppose, to my life as an artist and all that good stuff. It's quite cold out today. It's about 1 or 2 degrees, but I am wearing many layers under this dress, which is the only reason why I'm able to sit here without my parka, which is actually just right here off the camera because I don't want to be cold walking around the park. It's nice to be cute for a video, but also the reality of the situation is that I have many layers of base layer tights on and a petticoat and etc. underneath what I'm wearing. It's so nice to just be sitting here in the forest. It's crazy how much the forest muffles the sounds. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. I really appreciate it, and I hope that if you live somewhere where you don't have as much access to nature, I can bring a little bit to you here in this video today. Yeah, have fun, and I'll see you guys at the end. Hello my friends, and welcome back to another video. I'm excited to share with you what I've been up to recently. Right now I am about halfway through my illustration for February's Patreon, in which I am doing a horse illustration to celebrate the Lunar New Year and welcoming in the Year of the Horse. I'm really happy with how it has come along so far. Hopefully you can see okay. Essentially, I wanted to do a new version of an illustration that I did several years ago for the Year of the Tiger. I'll put it up on the screen here or something. And yeah, I wanted to expand on the idea of this girl who hangs out with the zodiac creatures and sort of is along the ride with them as we welcome the new year. I'm really happy with how it's looking so far. I just did the 2 background washes where I had a lot of masking fluid, and I did the first wash in yellow and the second wash in the blue. Essentially how I get little stars and the yellow detail like in the moon and stuff like this is I put the masking fluid first on anything that I don't want a color, and then I did the whole thing yellow, waited for it to dry, and then I reapplied more masking fluid where I wanted to keep yellow. Then I went over the whole thing with a wash of indigo and black. This is normally how I work, but I realized that I don't usually film this process for my reels. So in this video, I actually wanted to have it be a little bit more like a long cut video on the process so you can actually see more of the steps and the behind the scenes, as well as I have filmed some of my color palette preparation so that you can kind of see how I mix my inks, and yeah, just a little bit more about the behind the scenes of my workflow for my paintings. I love working with ink, and also this painting is larger than what I usually work with. Normally I work with 10 by 7 inch, but I believe this is 9 by 12. So actually a long time ago I used to use 9 by 12 more frequently, but then I stopped. I switched because I really like this brand of paper. I first heard of this brand of paper when my partner got me the Heikala ink set, which is actually an older YouTube video that I made that you can still watch when I first got the tools and tried them out. I also still use the ink from that kit. I have bought replacements for my favorite colors, but I order a lot of these art supplies from England, specifically usually Jackson's Art Supply, because I find it really hard to get the ink and this paper here in Canada without having it shipped from the UK. I don't know why these brands aren't available here, but I find that they're my favorite, so I don't mind ordering them. I hope that's helpful if you've been looking for a new kind of paper or ink. I also really like this paper brand because the brush pens that I use for my painting, I mostly use the 2 different Pentel pocket brush pens, sepia and in black, along with this Kuretake brush pen as well. I love working with these, but the truth of making them nice and friendly to work with is having really good paper, because the paper ensures that the brush pens don't bleed, and it also means that when I apply water to it, I don't have it lift up, which is something I had to experiment a lot with at the beginning to make sure that I was working that way, because I found, and I honestly actually hear feedback from a lot of other artists when they ask what tools I use, is that the ink brush will run off the paper once they apply watercolor or heavy ink washes. So Saunders Waterford from St. Cuthbert's Mill is really great. And like I mentioned, for this piece, hello, Miss Mo. For this piece, I used just the black Pentel pocket brush pen, but a lot of the times I will use a mix of all 3. What are you doing? Someone wanted to come say hi. Hello. Aren't you so cute, huh? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate everyone's support so far on my most recent videos, and I hope that you enjoyed this one. I've done a lot of preparation in preparing to join the Shopmaker store on Robson, which I'm really excited about. Growing up in Vancouver, it's honestly so exciting to know that I have my art in a store on Robson Street. It's like a main shopping street in downtown Vancouver, if you're unfamiliar. So it means a lot to me, and yeah, I've already sold a couple of cards, so to whoever bought my art at Robson, thank you so much. I hope that you're enjoying it, and shout out to everyone who has purchased my art from the Kitsilano Shopmakers as well. I really appreciate it, and your support helps me to keep creating and keep making, cool stuff for Patreon as well. If you would like a copy of this illustration once it's complete, as always, I have a Happy Mail subscription service on Patreon where you can get a 5x7 monthly postcard print and sticker sheet delivered right to your door. It's free shipping. Helps support me and my art business. It means the world to me and helps me to keep creating, and it helps to keep feeding this cute little bean here. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing some of the behind the scenes of my work so far, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye! Hey again guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you enjoyed seeing a bit of the behind the scenes of my process this month as I prepared to join the maker store on Robson Street here in Vancouver, as well as the behind the scenes of the ink illustration that I did for the Lunar New Year of the horse. It's probably a little bit later, but happy Lunar New Year, and I'm looking forward to coming into spring gradually over the next couple of months. Let me know if you guys have anything exciting planned for the upcoming season, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye! This is my seat pad because every good video, you don't want to get the back of your dress wet.